This is Dr. Jack Barnathan, and I am with one of my best friends, but also one of the people I admire the most because of his passion put to work. He's got quads on his motivation. He motivates motivation. Danny Beasley. Hey, Danny, how are you today, pal?
I'm great, Dr. Jack. Good seeing you.
Danny and I were talking last week, and this happens a lot with our conversations. It's echoing in my head, and I got to just bring you all into it. And you all should be getting on Danny's page as well. Get in the conversation. Watch what's going to be coming. A lot of really exciting things. But we were talking about the start of one of Danny's businesses, but also a passion project, if you will, that was called Chiseled. And you'll see that in the video that I posted last week. And we talked about
Mhm.
where it came from, and that early on, Danny was like looking at as a lot, and all the years I spent in fitness and wellness and helping to define it. But one of the missing factors is a word, discipline. And the formula Danny proposed and said, this is like the difference. Desire times discipline is results. And I don't want to be telling the whole story here, Dan. I just have Danny here to listen to me, actually. No. But Danny, when you said that, just expound a little bit on it, because there's like there's like a psalm that could follow those words that I think is so important for people looking for change, growth,
Yeah.
meaning. Tell me your thoughts behind that, Danny.
Yeah, well, it's actually biblical. It's not it's a law. It's a biblical law, and and what I mean by that is you see it in the Bible when it talks about discipleship and the multitude. Just from a biblical standpoint, Jesus always talked about for the disciples they get one thing, but the multitude they don't get it because if you dig into it a little bit as far as the revelation he was trying to teach his disciples, because he says not they can't get certain things because they don't really have the desire in their heart to go after it truly. They say they want it, right? They
Mm-hmm.
say they want the result. They say they want the results, but what's missing in their equation is actually the desire. It is
Yeah.
not the discipline, it's just the true desire. So that falls true in all aspects of life. You see a lot of people say, yeah, yeah, that's what I want, right? And they're talking, but you'll see if that's what they really want by how much they start disciplining their life to actually get the results they say that they want.
Yep.
But there's another scripture that says we say a lot of things out of our mouth, but your heart is so far away from what your mouth is saying that you're kind of
Wow.
talking out the side of your neck, as they would say, right? So
Yeah.
uh so it's actually in every even organizations, Dr. Jack, that you go to, you'll find a top notch. If you get behind the scenes, I've noticed in my own personal life, if you get behind the scenes of most organizations, you have a very small nucleus of folk that's making the whole thing click. You got a very small, dedicated group of disciplined individuals that's making the whole engine run, and you have a multitude that's kind of filling in a task outside of that hub. So so that equation holds true in all aspects of life, you know.
Yeah.
So when it comes to fitness, is actually the same thing. People who really, truly, in their hearts, have a true desire to change, the first thing that happens is that they start doing things that kind of funnel their life into a funnel of discipline,
Yeah.
and they don't reject it, they want it. And a person who's truly desiring a change, you look for the answers that's going to help you get there, and the answers always comes through a channel of what you're not disciplined in to get you that result. We don't celebrate the pros in sports and athletics, and like the Dor Torreses in the
Yep.
swimming world. We celebrate them not because of what we see them on the screen, and we applaud their excellence, But what we really admire is the discipline that we know that gave them those results. It's the 1/1000th of a second edge that they have because they woke up in 3 in the morning while the competitors slept until 7.
Yep.
It's that edge that you need. But if you start with the true reality of where you are, you'll find that answer. Because if you say you really want it, how much have you put into the discipline to get it, right? So to your answer, I think society as a whole always packages things in an easy way because they want you to be a consumer, not a producer. Consumer
Wow.
consumers spend the money.
That's strong.
Consumers always spend the money. Producers don't need your product. Producers make the product.
Yeah.
Producers don't have to buy the infomercial product. Consumers can use their room and a towel and a chair, and they'll do squats and do everything they need right there with nothing else needed. You know, Chiseled and my company is built around that mentality. First of all, we rebuke your lie, and we don't shy away from discipline. We run to and we challenge every to really get a truth concerning who they are and if you're really truly going after what you say you are. And once you can really, there's a phrase that we always say is deliverance starts with the reality of where you're really at. You can't really change where you are until you're true about where you are, right?
Wow.
So unless you can get a true reality of your start point, you can't really start to plot out where you're trying to go. And that's really looking inside of you, saying, do I really have the desire to do what I say? And if you do, you'll see your life start to narrow down and discipline to get it done.
Uh, What you just said is so good, Danny, and it is so strong. And I'm leaving it right there. Danny Beasley, O3G_citizen. Get on Danny's page and get excited about putting the desire together with the discipline and watch the magic that's going to happen. So good, Danny. Thank you so much, my friend.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.